Hey guys, good morning. Today is Friday. It is May 29th. Can you believe that May is almost over? Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. We're just flying through this virtual learning, aren't we? All right, so guys, today our solving problems for the month kind of goes with our quick facts. Learning our times tables kind of goes with the distributive property. It's all connected because we're learning multiplication and division in this part of our number corners. So today I'm going to give you guys a challenge. I need your help. I need you to help me figure something out. So before we start that, I just want to review very quickly our distributive property, which we have been doing this all month, so you should be experts at it. So let's say we had 4 times 6. And I know that's a smaller one, but let's just practice with this. All right, so I know that I like 5 and 1. So that means I'm going to break up 5 and 1. So I need to do 4 times 5 plus 4 times 1, right? So I have 4 times 5, 5, 10, 15, 20 over here. And then I know that anything times 1 is itself. So I write a 4 and 20 plus 4 is 24, right? So this part right here is the only thing that this person put on their paper. So I need your help in working backwards to figure out if they got it right. And if they didn't get it right, what steps did they do incorrectly? Okay? You guys, I hope you can help. I think you can. So I took the work and I put it on a poster so you guys could all see it very nicely. I blew it up. All right, so looking at this and I'm saying, okay, so this person, to solve this array, they did 25 plus 10. So I'm thinking in my head, I really wonder what they did. What strategy did they use for the distributive property? I'm not sure. So let's find out. So let's see what this array is actually. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 by 5, or 7 times 5. So I'm thinking, how did they break their 7 up? All right, so let's run through a couple scenarios. Did they do 3 and 4? So did they do 3 times 5 plus 4 times 5? This is 15 and this is 20. Nope, they got 25 and they got 10. So they didn't do 3 and 4. Well, what else goes together to make 7? 6 and 1? Maybe. Let's try that. Okay, 6 times, whoops, that's not what I meant to write. 6 times 5 plus 1 times 5. Is that what they did? 6 times 5 is 30. 1 times 5 is 1. 30. They didn't do that either. What else? I did 3 and 4, 6 and 1, 5 and 2. Let's see if that works. Okay. So if I do 5 times 5 plus 2 times 5, does that work? 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times 5 is 10. Ding, 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 ding. That's what they did. And did they get it correct? They sure did. They did 25 plus 10 to get 35. So they took this array and they did 5 times 5 plus 2 times 5. So they broke it into those two smaller arrays. All right, great job. Check it off. They got it right. All right, so now let's take a look at this array down here. All right, so this array, yikes. Okay, all right, so now let's take a look and see what we think. This is a big array, right? So first, let's see what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 times 8. All right, so I'm thinking to myself, if they got 24 as one of their parts of their answers, they probably broke up the 8, right? Because I know that when I'm counting by 8s, I say 24, right? Because 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24. And when I say my 7s, I don't say 24, right? 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. Oh, skipped right over the 24. So I don't think that's it. So let's figure out if they broke up the 8. So how can we bust up an 8? So let's bust up an 8, guys. All right, so we know that in our problems, we're going to keep the 7. So our two smaller problems, 7 times something plus 7 times something. All right, so I have, let's bust up our 8. Let's try, let's try 6 and 2. Okay, 6 and 2. Well, right now I see that 6 times 7 is 42. Whoa, that doesn't match at all. 7 times 2 is 14. We don't have a match. So you know what I'm going to say? I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to say to myself, okay, well, maybe they did. Maybe they did 8 times 3 in here. So maybe they took it, because I know 8 times 3 is 24. So maybe they did a line here. So let's try that. 8 times 3. So that means that they busted up the 7. So you see how you're thinking with me? Trying to figure this out, trying to solve and be a detective. Sometimes that's what we have to do as teachers. All right, so let's say they did that. I'm going to say, okay, they did, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pretend I didn't draw that line. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they didn't bust that up that way. They did it this way. So they did 8 times 3, this box down here. 8 times 3, and they got 24, right? So then that leaves us with 8 times 4. Does anybody know what 8 times 4 is? Oh my gosh, 8 times 4. So we could count by 4s. We could count by 8s. We could say, I know 8 times 2 is 16. So 8 times 4 is just going to be double 16. So what is 16 plus 16? 32. Okay, let's see. Does it matches here? Yeah, they got it. That's what I think happened. I think they miscounted and they were off by 1. Because up here we have 8 times 4. And if I went through, I would get 32. So now we can add and see what the correct answer is. 20 plus 30, and then 4 plus 2 in the 1. So 4 plus 2 is 6. 20 plus 30 is 50. So our answer is 56. So they actually did not get this right. So what do you think? What could you suggest to them to help not miscount by only one. I might say maybe you're not as good with your 8s. So maybe you could break the 8 down into 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8. So then you have to take 2 times 7, 2 times 7, 2 times 7, 2 times 7, and just add it up. Maybe that would be an easier strategy for you. I don't know. It would be easy for me. I like 2s. 2s are good for me. All right. So thank you for helping me solve that. Okay. Also, in our problem solving, we have been practicing writing multiplication, and division problems. And I think that this is something that we should practice a lot. So today, I'm going to let you write a multiplication story problem in your comments for your teacher. Please do not do out of this world digits. Please keep it nice. All right, thank you. And we're just gonna practice again. So for a multiplication problem, remember you have to give the information first. So we are doing statement 1. Okay, so I like just to do I have, or she has, or somebody has, right? So I'm gonna say I have 7 polka dot shirts. I have 7 polka dot shirts. Okay? Statement 2 is I want to tell them how many dots are on each shirt. Okay? I'm going to say each shirt has 9 dots. Okay, so do I have enough information for them to figure it out yet? 7 shirts, each one has 9 dots. Yes, you have enough information. And lastly, don't forget your question. You have to ask the question. So the statements each have capital, period, capital, period. Now we can do our question. So I want to know how many dots in all, and a question mark at the end. Okay, so today, please write a lovely story problem for your teacher to solve for you. Remember, if you're having some trouble coming up with topics for multiplication problems, think about things that can come in a group. So you could have vases with flowers. You could have bags of doggy treats. Okay, so you would say, I have this many bags of doggy treats, and there are this many in each one. How many altogether? We did this at school before we left. We did things that come in 4s. We had lots of legs on horses, dogs, cats, turtles. We had all different kinds of things. And we also did vehicles with tires for that. You could think of things like packs of things, like packs of crayons. You have this many, and there are this many in each. Okay? Ooh, you could also think about money. You could think about money. Oh, I love money. You have 7 friends, and you're gonna give each of them $5. How much money is that altogether? Okay? So think of some creative ideas. I can't wait to read these story problems. All right, boys and girls, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. See you next week.